Little flip though. I went to church retreat one summer and I got kicked out because I was singing a little flip song all day. Which one was it though? Like a Pimp. Thank you. Hi, I'm FARRAH FAWX and I'm about to dig in the crates at the Okayplayer Lounge. I discovered a lot of music from Shazamming what's out in the world. Definitely music that appears in film and television and commercials. And also friends sending me songs. Shout out to community for real. I definitely hear the most new music through my algorithm. Nobody knows you like your algorithm. It hasn't let me down. It really hasn't. And it's kind of scary how well it knows me. See, my mother grew up playing mixed CDs. You know, the CDs that had the commercials with the scrolling title. So I never knew what the album covers looked like. I had a dance routine to this song and everything. Oh, see, this is the radio edit, album version, instrumental. They don't do that anymore. Maybe I gotta bring that back. Because I definitely grew up songwriting to the instrumental versions that they would release. I found a lot of people discovering my music through my music being synced in television and film. I can't stress this enough. People sharing it on social media. I love when people reach out to me and they're like, I saw this person tagged your song in their video. So always support artists you love. I would describe my music to someone that's never heard it as maximalist, rambunctious, disruptive, high energy. See, this cover is cool. I always wanted to be in a group so I could do something like this. Just be chilling on a cover. Who would I do a group with? Probably my girl, Rochelle Jordan. She's an amazing writer as well, and her vocals are crazy. It would definitely be somebody that I would want to have that energy and synergy with to write. Somebody that can carry a melody crazy. And then Tinashe, because she be dancing. I grew up listening to a lot of R&B, soul, jazz. I wasn't even allowed to listen to rap growing up, so it was like this secret to me. And my friends would sneak me CDs. And the first one I got was Dipset, Diplomatic Immunity 2. And Jaja had this record on there called Get From Round Me, and that's what made me want to rap. Growing up not being allowed to rap and then wanting to rap, surprisingly, once I told my mother that, she supported me because she definitely thought she was protecting me. You know, it was a lot of misogyny, it was a lot of whatever it was that she felt wasn't positive for me growing up as a young female in the world. She was trying to protect me from it, but once I told her I wanted to do it, she started going with me to shows. I remember our first concert we went to together was Boosie. Okay, Luther, this is my maybe. This is my maybe pal. Murder Inc. Records, this is Ashanti. This one is Foolish. The whole era of Ashanti really was inspiring. My favorite album artwork is Stormin' by Brainstorm. Brainstorm, this is a group my mother used to listen to, has this album. I can't remember the name of the album right now, but I know This Must Be Heaven is a song on it. And it was just abstract, but yet it felt like the music was random. It was a brain with like a thunderbolt going through it. And I remember it being like these bright colors. And that was something I always thought was like, this is beautiful, and it just feels like the music. Where's the one that Foxy had with Shine? Was that on Shine's album? It's going, it's Foxy. Definitely choosing SZA's SOS, because when this came out, it reminded me a lot of Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation, just in the vulnerability and the strength in finding that vulnerability, as opposed to being ashamed of it. And I love this album so much, well written, well produced. My favorite song on SOS, I would say, is Low. It's like the sleeper, I feel like, because nobody talks about it. My favorite song that I have is Chop Chop, and it's just this high energy, infectious record. I'm blending like drum and bass with these dirty 808s. I feel it's one of those records that can just shift your energy and you kind of become where the record is. 5 songs I will put on the playlist with Chop Chop is Roll the Dice by Shy FX, New Forms by Ronnie Size and Bahamadia, Licorice by Azalea Banks. This UK rapper Quankface has this song, I believe it's called Freedom. And 4 AM Crew, High Life. Blonde is definitely going in the pile. Anything and Everything, Frank Ocean. I feel like this album really caused a disturbance. There were no drums. It was damn near a pop album. Crazy story. I was in LA. I didn't live there yet, but I was filming a television show there and I had a meeting that evening. And I was late to the meeting because this album dropped. And I just closed all the blinds and I'm in my hotel room crying to this album. Siegfried did it for me. And then I get to the meeting, it was at Soho House, and Frank Ocean sat next to me. And I said nothing. And that is probably my one regret because like my eyes were still red. And I was like, man, I should have really let him know what this album did to me like moments before. Amazing album. I would say the last album I got was Jameson, Soft Spot. I really attract and relate to albums that kind of take you through multiple places. And he has the song Soft Spot and it feels like Miami bass. It feels very 90s and driving, but still sensual. He has this song on there called Cherry Pop that feels like Prince. I would definitely say he gives me Prince in a lot of ways, especially with the song Feels Like a Woman. With that song Prince had, If I Was Your Girlfriend. It feels like that and I love that. It's definitely defiant. Raekwon, that guy. I did a show with Raekwon a long time ago in Miami and he showed me nothing but love. And when I moved to New York, he used to put me in the studio. Shout out to Raekwon. I've never seen this packaging, this is crazy. I didn't grow up in a household with vinyls, but when I got to college, a couple friends gifted me. My first vinyl I was ever gifted was Lauryn Hill's Miseducation. He killed this packaging because of the internet. I would love to collaborate with SZA, period. I think she's an incredible writer, the way she finds a melody and she can blend and bounce between like pop, R&B, hip-hop fused records. I always said I wanted to see Jay-Z and Jeezy do an album. I found my album I was looking for, Control. When this first came out, it reminded me of Lauryn Hill's Miseducation, just in the vulnerability. I think the way SZA does her vocals is incredible, that girl. I try to create artwork for singles and my EPs and my projects, thinking what would I love to see on a vinyl. Yeah, that's definitely part of my process in choosing and creating the artwork. Because it's something tangible. We don't get music in a way that's tangible that much anymore. Stevie Wonder's Hotter Than July. I think the way he talks about love is beautiful. Stevie has always been somebody who's really good at expressing selflessness through music, and I think that can become rare sometimes. And I always feel very good when I listen to Stevie. Ready to Die was one of the earlier albums I listened to when I discovered rap music. And I put Foxy Brown on here, not because of this album, Child and the Dog particularly, but definitely because of how I say like an artist's tone and intent behind how they use their voice. Rapping or performing music is very important to me, and I think Foxy Brown definitely has one of the illest vocals. Another person I think that doesn't get mentioned enough is Emil. And Jay-Z just had this way of finding women with this real incredible texture in their vocals. If I see anything brandy, it's a rap. Let me give this side some love. Shaka Khan and Rufus for sure. This whole rollout was crazy. Everything Travis did with this album. Lil Flip though. I went to church retreat one summer and I got kicked out because I was singing a Lil Flip song all day. Which one was it though? Like a Pimp, thank you. Scream by Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson is one of my favorite music videos of all time. Missy Elliott, Get Your Freak On. I remember seeing that and being like, what the f? That was the one where they were in the fatigue. Missy had the spike joint and there was people, it felt apocalyptic. They were outside in that one. She had that little dancing white girl, they was killing it. That was an era. Hotter Than July, this whole album gets ran in my house weekly. All I do is my mood lifter. I love this album so much. I don't think Rocket Love gets enough love. I don't think anybody I've ever heard talk about how Rocket Love going into I Ain't Gonna Stand For It is probably one of the greatest transitions. The albums that defined my upbringing, definitely mixed CDs, I'm gonna say that. We got a shout out to whoever was curating those CDs that had the scrolling commercials. Definitely Luther Vandross. And Diplomatic Community too. Album changed the trajectory of my life. Oh yeah, Ready to Die, give me the loop. I love Ghostface's voice. For me to be a fan of an artist, I really have to like the tone. And I think Ghostface Killah has one of the craziest tones in music. When I first listen to a song, I'm picking up on the production, the tone, and then if that gets me and I run it back, it'll keep me with the lyrics. Hey, what's up? I'm FARRAH and I just got finished digging the crates at the Okayplayer Lounge. Go check it out.